Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, this is Your Wish Fulfilled on YouTube. My name is Michelle and we are back with another like classroom style, workshop style video. Okay, so today, as you can tell from the title or the thumbnail, we are actually going to be doing a release on quote unquote manifesting your SP. Okay, so I have quote unquote, I've got SP in quotes because usually it's going to be a lot easier for you to connect to how you're feeling or what you're wanting to feel or what you're not wanting to feel when you are working with your SP's name. Okay, because there's just a feeling attached to your SP and your SP's name. All right, so you know, when you're doing this, if you want to do it, you know, journal it out, write it out on paper, even if you're not. When we are, anytime I say SP, if you are doing this yourself, working through this yourself, writing it out, whatever, instead of SP, I want you to actually write your SP's name, okay? So, you know, if your SP's name is, I don't know, Joey, okay? If your SP's name is Joey, you know, if you're into masculines, or, you know, we'll say Becky if you're into feminines, right? Just, you know, say instead of manifesting SP, you know, I'm releasing on wanting to manifest Becky or wanting to manifest Joey. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. I actually do highly suggest you guys, especially if you're pretty new to this, to find time. I mean, you can even write this out with me, but it's usually very beneficial to allot some alone time to really be able to sit with your own feelings, because there could be a myriad of feeling states, okay? Which, you know, a feeling state is a thought with an emotional charge attached, okay, that are connected to your SP that we're going to be releasing on. And that could largely be because you may or may not be manifesting from an abandonment wound and or, you know, a toxic attachment. And just a side note, you guys, releasing on manifesting your SP, if you do have an abandonment wound and or a toxic attachment style, it's the same thing, okay? If you're releasing on manifesting your SP, you're also going, at the same time, you're going to be releasing, aka healing, the abandonment wound and or the toxic attachment style. All right, so what's the difference, real quick, between an abandonment wound and a toxic attachment style? Okay, the abandonment wound is what, I should say, the toxic attachment, okay? The toxic attachment is what feeds the abandonment wound, okay? But anytime we work on releasing, we heal layer by layer, okay, the abandonment wound. We take away, because if you're thinking of an abandonment wound as like, you know, strings of, I don't know what you want to call it, just, you know, it's like strings, right? And the more you release, the more, you know, you are unraveling this ball of, you know, toxic string. Okay, think of a toxic attachment as a cord, okay? And the cord can be really thick, it can be really long, or whatever, and everybody's wound is different. Everybody's attachment style is made up differently. The more that you release in general, especially if you are releasing on something or someone you're wanting to manifest, you are by how do they say that? By healing, by releasing on wanting to manifest someone or something, you are also at the same time simultaneously healing the attachment, the toxic attachment to it, which is also healing the abandonment wound. Okay, we'll get into all of that in a different video. Just know that this work is healing in more ways than one. Okay, so Let's see, let's talk about manifesting an SP real quick, you guys, okay? If you are new to my channel, I highly suggest that you check the description box below. There is a video called Releasing the Wants. Watch that video first. Pause this video. Go watch that other video. I think it's like 16 or 18 minutes long, okay? But you need to know what releasing the wants is, what it is, how it works, and why it works. Okay, we need to get your ego on board with what we're doing, or you're going to experience resistance. Okay, so moving on, for most of you, I do believe that a lot of you are already familiar with the releasing process, which that video, Releasing the Wants, teaches you how to do. This is just kind of a summary, okay, for those of you that might need a refresher. Okay, so we got the 4 releasing questions. We also have the 4 needs and or wants or feeling states of the ego, because really that's what the ego, that's what you're after, right? You're not really after a person, place, or a thing, or the manifestation itself. You're actually after the feeling that you believe only that person, place, or thing, or that experience can provide. Okay, so that's basically what we do. We release on wanting those things, because when you are in the energy of wanting, we have to pay very close attention to the underlying energy. How does the underlying feeling state? Where's that want coming from? It's a different feeling to say, go into a store and you got plenty of money and you're just wanting a snack. You just want an apple. You're just hungry for an apple. You got enough money. It's easy to get it. It's not anything you're craving. There isn't a feeling of lack. It's just something you're desiring, and you get an apple, and it's not an urgent need, okay? Just something that you want. Then you have the kinds of needs where there's an urgency there. There's almost a craving or a lusting for it. There's this feeling that if I can't have it, then something is missing. If I can't have this one specific experience or this one specific person, something important remains missing in my life, right? So we focus on the energy of the want, not really the want itself. And so when you are wanting, think about that energy, because you're manifesting what you're feeling 24/7, right? Feeling is the secret. You release wanting that, because think about that. Usually if you're wanting something, it's because you're in a feeling state of not having it. You are in the feeling state created by the experience of not having it, if that makes sense. In other words, if you're wanting to feel good enough, the current feeling state, what you are feeling right now, is not good enough. And if you are feeling not good enough right now, what are you manifesting? You are manifesting more experiences, more circumstances, more events, more dynamics in your relationships that leave you feeling not good enough. So we release on wanting to feel good enough. Okay, I'm hoping that makes sense. Again, watch that video. Okay, so specifically manifesting an SP, we're going to actually move this stuff down to the bottom. Okay, and this is basically going to be the outline. So releasing on manifesting your SP. Okay, you do need to know the 4 releasing questions and the 4 needs of the ego, but really it's just, getting acquainted with different feeling states, how you're feeling, okay? If you need to look online for like an emotion chart or wheel or something like that, that can help too. And just know, you guys, that you don't actually have to identify or diagnose what it is you're feeling. You don't have to put it into words. You just have to get in touch with how's it feeling in your body, how's it being expressed, okay? Even if all you can say is, I feel really uncomfortable, it feels heavy, this feeling feels heavy. You don't have to say it's depression or it's anxiety or it's whatever, okay? You don't have to identify it in order to release it. You just have to be able to, at some level, connect to it, experience it. There you go. Okay. Just allow yourself to experience that feeling, whether that feeling is heaviness, anxiety, nervousness, or whatever. You allow yourself to sit in it, to experience it. Okay. I do recommend, if you are new to the releasing process, even if you're not new, if you haven't done it, there's 2 books that you can buy at any book retailer. You know, I got mine off of Amazon. They're actually, these 2 books are linked in the description box below. You can buy them, you know, via Amazon. The first one is the Sedona Method, which is written by Hale Dwoskin. And then we also have the book called Loving What Is by Byron Katie. Okay. And one of those books, the Sedona Method, is for the emotional part of the releasing process. Okay. Loving What Is helps to deal with the mental, the thought-based part of the process. Okay. The feeling states. All right. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty. We are actually, this is the process of releasing on manifesting whoever your SP is. Okay. So when you're thinking about your SP and the reasons why you're wanting to manifest in your SP, all right, you can hit this from a couple of different angles. Okay. It just really depends on where you want to start from. A lot of the times it's a lot easier for people to start with what they are currently feeling, because there's 2 things you can ask yourself. Okay. What am I feeling? Okay. Or what feeling am I wanting to avoid? What am I feeling that I'm wanting to either avoid or to change? And then the other question, because we will hit both ends. Okay. About, you know, releasing on manifesting your SP, is what feeling am I wanting to experience instead, or what need am I seeking to be filled? Okay, so because you're at any given point in time, you're either avoiding feeling a certain way, or you are running or seeking or craving to feel a certain way. Okay. Both of them are, what's that word? Both craving and or wanting. Okay. But it's that energy of craving and avoiding, wanting to avoid. They are both detrimental to the manifestation process in general, not just in accordance with manifesting an SP. Okay. And what I mean by detrimental is, they're counterproductive. Okay, it's like if you're trying to avoid something, it's actually really messed up. When you are feeling something, right, and you're not wanting to feel that way, let's say you're feeling worried, okay, or you're feeling anxious about your manifestation, and that's coming from a place of doubt, you know, uncertainty, feeling uncertain, not feeling safe, not feeling secure, right? And resisting it, you're not wanting to feel it. That feeling state is there, but you're not wanting to feel it. That resistance and not wanting to feel it, running away from it, avoiding it, makes that feeling state stronger. Okay? Remember, and I talk about this in that other video, there's 2 different energies at work here. Okay? You know, the feeling state is when mind-based energy merges with emotion-based energy. Okay, mind-based energy, heart-based energy, whatever. Okay, and they are 2 different kinds of energies. They function completely differently. Okay, so when you are avoiding feeling a certain way, you are resisting it, right? You're wanting to run away from it. You're wanting to change it. You're wanting to push it away, keep it away from you, not experience it, whatever. Then that feeling state is going to become even more dense, more palpable. You're going to feel it much more intensely. And all that's going to do is continue to manifest more experiences, more circumstances, more things in the 3D to pop up to keep you feeling the exact same way you're not wanting to feel right now. It's like if you avoid it, right? If you're running away from it, that's when you're magnetizing it to you, right? And then the flip side of that is when you are running towards feeling a certain way, that's when you're pushing it away, right? So we have to we release on both ends of the spectrum so that we can put you right. We can truly magnetize you for what you want to experience by removing any kind of, you know, energies of lust and craving and, you know, things like that. So it's a lot easier for people to usually start with, you know, releasing what they are currently in the process of feeling that they don't want to feel. Okay. So, think about and really get connected to your experience so far of your SP, okay? Of manifesting your SP even. You know, this could be a book, you guys, because, you know, if you have a large history, if you got a history with your SP that goes back years, there may be tons of things about your SP and your experience with your SP that you don't like feeling, you don't like experiencing. Okay, now if your SP is somebody you really don't have a lot of experiences with, maybe the only thing you have an experience with is not being able to manifest them in, then, you know, releasing for you probably isn't going to be that too lengthy. Okay, so when it comes to your SP and or manifesting your SP, what feeling state, what are you feeling right now or in general that you're wanting to avoid, that you want to change? Okay, so let's say that you've been working on manifesting an SP for months, maybe even years. How are you feeling about that? Okay, and you can use any mode of, you know, if you need to think about the thoughts attached to that in order to help you connect to the feeling state, that's fine. How does it feel to not have been able to manifest in your SP in months and or years? Okay, what needs of the ego can you trace that back to? Okay, so let's say that, okay, I haven't been able to manifest my SP, let's just say like in 12 months. You've been at it for 12 months, doing everything that everybody else is, you know, has been doing, and they've been, you know, doing it successfully. You have not, though. How is that making you feel? What thoughts are those kicking up? What belief patterns are those triggering? What are you making that mean for you? Okay, so are you making it mean that there's something wrong with you? There's something wrong with your manifesting ability? What need do those tie back to? And you guys, you don't have to really get down to identifying it, like I said. If it's too complicated and you don't really know exactly what need to tie it back to, just drop into your body, because you are experiencing, what I'm hearing is loss, okay? You are experiencing the absence or the loss in your body in a specific kind of way, okay? It could be heaviness, maybe in your chest, or it could feel like a punch in the gut. It could be an overall sadness, and or it could be an experience that is creating a feeling of, maybe you're feeling powerless. You're not able to make it happen like everybody else was able to. Maybe it's creating an experience where you're feeling restricted, limited, stuck. Okay? Maybe it's creating this experience within you where you're feeling invalidated, unworthy, rejected. It could also be creating an experience where you are feeling abandoned, alone, disconnected, right? And so we take each of those and we take them through the releasing the wants process. Okay, So let's talk about, let's see, manifesting an SP. How is it making you feel? What are you making it mean? Let's say you're making it mean, you know, and you can have, it can have multiple meanings, you guys. It doesn't just have to be one. It can be something that covers the entire smorgasbord of feeling states, okay? We just take them as they come up. What's the most significant one that you are feeling most connected to right now? You know, maybe for you it's it's making the feeling that I'm feeling alone. I'm feeling lonely. I don't like feeling lonely. That's what I'm wanting to avoid. Well, you feeling lonely because you are manifesting what you are feeling 24/7, and you're feeling lonely, you are continuing to manifest the experience of feeling lonely. In other words, not experiencing connection with your SP. See how this works? Okay, so we release on number one, feeling lonely. And then we turn around, okay, so I'm feeling lonely. I don't want to feel lonely. That's what I'm wanting to avoid. What am I wanting to experience instead? I want to experience the feeling of being loved, feeling wanted, feeling connected, right? So you release on both sides of the spectrum. First, what you do, so when you are dealing with something that you're not wanting to feel, when you are dealing with a feeling state you're wanting to avoid, or an experience you're wanting to avoid, which what you're not wanting to experience in this instance is the experience of feeling lonely, okay? Wanting to change that, wanting to avoid it, wanting to run away from it, that's all resistance, which makes that feeling state stronger. You feel it more viscerally, and you continue to manifest the experience of feeling lonely, which means, you know, people aren't going to show up when they tell you they're supposed to. They're not going to keep their commitments. They are going to be flaky. You know what I mean? It's like they're not really going to show up for you in a way where you're going to feel connected, like you belong, you know, like you're loved and wanted. So the way that we release feeling lonely is we actually allow ourselves to feel that feeling. We allow it to be there, because when you are allowing yourself to feel a certain feeling state, it's energy, okay? And when you think about emotion, you guys have heard this before, emotion is energy in motion. It's supposed to move, but it can only move when you remain an open vessel energetically. Most of the time, and this happens, you guys, when you allow yourself to feel something, that's when you are open, which means feeling states can pass through you. When you are resisting something, you're actually holding it. You're closing it inside of your energy field. You're resisting it. You're holding it close to you, right? It doesn't make a lot of sense because we're used to operating and functioning in mind-based energy. We're operating and functioning with the opposite side of the spectrum. You know, you think by resisting it and pushing something away, well, you know, like make it go away. In this instance, though, because we are dealing with heart-based, emotion-based energy, it works different. If you try to push it away, it actually draws it closer to you and makes it stronger. So the way that you let go of feeling lonely is by allowing yourself to feel as lonely as you do. And what ends up happening is, as you allow that feeling, as you allow yourself to sit in it, to experience it, to fully embody it, once you drop down into it, you allow yourself to actually feel lonely, that feeling starts to dissipate, and then it starts to release, it starts to lift, it starts to dissolve. And you come up to your feeling state improves that much more. Okay, so feeling lonely, going through the releasing questions. Can I welcome feeling as lonely as I do? Or can I allow myself to feel as lonely as I do? And when we talk about welcoming, you guys, we're not talking about inviting it in. That feeling is already there. It's been with you, right? This is something you've been running away from rather than allowing and sitting in it, you know, allowing it to process up and out, it's already sitting at your table. It's already in your house. Okay. So, you know, what you're doing now is you're like, okay, you know, you're allowing it to stay there. You're allowing it to sit, because when you do that, that's when eventually, and it happens fairly quickly, you guys, that emotion finally starts to lift and dissipate and process out. Okay. So can I welcome feeling as lonely as I do? Can I allow myself to feel as lonely as I'm feeling right now? And you can use whatever wording helps you really to feel like you're connecting with that feeling. Okay, you can say, can I allow? Can I permit? Can I accept feeling as lonely as I do? Can I connect with feeling lonely? Can I be okay with feeling as lonely as I do? You can even say, I am safe feeling lonely. It's okay for me to feel lonely. It's not going to kill me. It's actually going to help me to allow myself to feel as lonely as I do. Because it's just a feeling state, you guys. It's just energy that for whatever reason you experienced at some point. Probably, you know, way back when you were a kid, you didn't like it. And so you just you've been hanging on to it ever since then. And what that has been doing is creating more experiences for you to feel lonely, and you just keep holding on to it. By releasing it, by allowing yourself, in other words, by allowing yourself to feel as lonely as you're feeling, you're letting that feeling state, that energy that you are attached to right now, you are allowing yourself to open up and detach from it. You're allowing it to process out. Okay, I hope that's making sense. So on the flip side of that, okay, so we already talked about what feeling am I wanting to avoid. Well, we're wanting to avoid feeling lonely, right, when we're talking about manifesting an SP. So on the flip side of that, we know that we don't want to feel lonely, so what are we wanting to feel instead? We want to feel, let's say, loved, wanted, maybe even approved of, okay? Loved and wanted. We'll just say wanted. I want to feel wanted. I want to feel connected. Okay. So we go back to the releasing questions. What am I wanting to feel? I want to feel loved. I want to feel wanted. Well, can I welcome wanting to feel loved and wanted? Can I welcome wanting? Because really, you guys, it's the same experience. You're just wording it differently. It's the same feeling state. It's that same energetic signature. But you're hitting it from different angles, okay? You may even find that you are releasing better when you're hitting it from one angle or the other, okay? And you might even, like, if you are unable to identify what it is you are wanting, well, guess what? You're wanting something, you just don't know what it is. So you can say, can I allow myself to want as much as I'm wanting right now? You know what I mean? It can be so simple. It's our minds that want to make things very complicated, okay? It's just the energy. You don't have to put a name to it or a label, you know, it's just something that you're feeling. And as you get more adept in this process and you learn how to quiet the mind, this is one of the ways, you guys, that you are able to really kind of step out of your head, where all problems really, you know, perpetuate and are created are in the mind. You're able to get out of your head and into your body and into your heart, where true peace and, you know, all that good stuff is. And actually what ends up happening, you guys, because the head and the mind, the heart and the mind are meant to be in coherence. But usually what ends up happening is our minds will usually take over and throws the coherence out of balance. So when you start to release the wants and the needs of the ego, which is the mind, right? It's mind-based energy. Ego is mind-based energy. It's programming. That's when you're able to really experience like peace and relief and calm. And that might be something else too. You may not know that, you know, what exactly you're feeling. You don't like how you're feeling, but you know, I just want to feel okay. I just want to feel relief. You know, I just want to know that I have the ability to manifest my SP. I just want to know. I just want to, what does that come back to? You have a need to feel certain, to feel secure, to feel in control. Can I let go of wanting to feel in control? Can I let go of wanting to feel comfortable, wanting to feel certain that this manifestation is going to happen? And it releases that egoic need for certainty, so that you are able to just rest in faith and just, you know, let go, you know, quote unquote, let go and let God. Okay. And you keep doing this. Okay. So you keep checking in with yourself. What am I feeling that I'm not wanting to feel? What feeling am I wanting to avoid? What am I feeling right now? And it can be something you're avoiding, or it can be something that you are craving. It's both usually. Okay, it's usually both, and you just release on both sides of the scale. We'll do one more, you guys. Let's say, and we'll go for some of you that maybe are manifesting an SP. We can hit it from a third party angle. You know, and it can be one third party, or it could be other third parties, but it's like you're not the one getting the attention, right? So let's say your SP, like, you know, what are you wanting when it comes to your SP? I want their attention. I want to be their one and only, right? What feeling are you wanting to avoid in this instance? It could be that you are wanting to avoid feeling not good enough, feeling insignificant. So you go through the releasing process of, you know, welcoming or allowing yourself to feel as insignificant as you do. Can I welcome feeling as unimportant, not good enough, as insignificant as I do? Can I allow myself to sit in that feeling state, to sit in that energy? Okay, it's just energy. And when you sit in it, you allow it, you permit it, you accept it, you're okay with it, okay, is when it pops. It's able to, it either pops or it dissolves, or it, you know, it lifts up and out or whatever. It just, you can feel it start to get lighter, right? That's, you know, and so this is the way that you get to a point of feeling okay. And you can even say, you know, can I allow myself to feel as frustrated as I'm feeling? Can I allow myself to feel as desperate as I'm feeling? Can I allow myself to crave as much as I'm craving right now? And on the flip side of that, you can say, can I allow myself to want to feel important as much as I want to? Can I welcome wanting to feel important? Can I welcome wanting to feel significant? Can I welcome wanting my SP to love me back? Because really all you're doing is there's an underlying emotional energy under those words, under those phrasing, that you're using those words to help connect to. I hope that's making sense. And pretty soon what you'll be able to realize is that you're going to be able to just connect to the energy without really needing the mind to flesh it out. Okay. All right, you guys, we are going to end the video here. I hope this was helpful for you. I know that it was. So do me a favor, make sure you're smashing that like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. It also helps to grow the channel, keeps YouTube algorithms happy and all that good stuff. Comment below, let me know what you thought. Share and subscribe if you feel led to do so. I will talk to you guys soon.